the stuff that David Icke talks about when he starts talking about these lizard people, it's not crazy. He's not crazy in what he's saying. And, he might not have the vocabulary for describing some of the stuff or really explaining it to people, but he's dead on. When you look at what they call the seraphim, because what people call angels, there's all sorts of different kinds. Angel is just a description that means messenger. Well, most angels that you hear about, they look just like us. You wouldn't even be able to tell if you ran into one. But some of these other ones, like the Ophanim or even the Seraphim or the cherubims and stuff like that. Like cherubims, they're, people think of these little naked babies with bows and arrows. That's like, yeah, that is not even remotely what they look like. They're some of the scariest things you'd ever see. And God help you if you ever encountered one, because remember, that was the angel that was placed in the garden when Adam and Eve got kicked out, and he had a flaming sword. So these are like warrior class angels. And then the seraphim that they talk about, those are the ones you see flying around in the throne room of God that have six wings. They cover their feet with a pair of wings, they cover their head with a pair of wings, and then the other two wings they're flying with. But what they most people don't know about is when you break it down and you really look into what they call the seraphim angel, they are called the shining ones, the shining serpents.
Mm-hmm.
They have serpentine qualities to them. And that is where, because keep in mind, when these angels came here, they weren't all of one kind. They didn't all look the same. That's another reason why some of their offspring looks like monsters, is because they were birthing things that were not never supposed to have been created. That was the thing. God never sanctioned the creation of the Nephilim and the monsters. That was something that the angels took upon themselves when they came here, and that was a deliberate attempt to snuff out the bloodline of Jesus Christ. Because keep in mind, they already knew a judgment had been handed down because what had transpired in the Garden of Eden. He said, "I'll put enmity between your seed and her seed." So they knew a judgment was coming and that it was going to be coming through a bloodline. So they decided to come down, send a commando unit of 200 angels to basically blot out the coming Messiah and to prove God a liar.